Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Cartoon Fiend, and today I'm having my very first co-guest reviewer episode. So today, my guest, he's a subscriber to my channel. He's got his own reviewing series on YouTube. He's the animated movie reviewer, Hewylewis, so please give it up for him.
Oh yeah. Come on.
Huey?
Yes, get the rings, Run.
Huey.
Run. Almost there.
Huey!
What? Oh, great. Now I lost. Thanks a lot. Oh, am I on?
Yeah, Huey, you're on.
Oh! Hey everybody, Hewylewis here from Huey's Animated Movie Reviews, reporting live on the Cartoon Fiend's show. Great to be here, Fiend. You know, you could have warned me next time.
So, what have you picked for us to review today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. But first, let's take a little history lesson.
During the late 80s, there were two shows on TV based on video games, Super Mario Bros. Super Show and The Legend of Zelda. They were very popular among fans, including myself, well, except for Zelda.
Hey, excuse me.
Those shows were based on Nintendo games, but at the same time Nintendo's rival, Sega, was in development of its latest game console, the Sega Genesis, and produced its newest video game icon in 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog. It became the most popular video game of its time, and later introduced Sonic's sidekick, Tails. Sonic has what Mario lacks. 3 things. 1. Speed. 2. 16-bit graphics. And 3. Attitude. Now, since the video game became so popular, D.I.C bought the rights to make 2 animated television shows. First off was The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was targeted to little kids and preschoolers, and was kinda stupid. Did I say stupid? I mean crazy, retarded.
But for the older generation, they made this.
Blue streak speeds by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic Sat-M was the show that video game fans were waiting for. You know, they had The Adventures of Sonic. It was too goofy, it was ridiculous, it wasn't that good. So Sonic at Sat-M was definitely the complete 180 of that show. It was dark, edgy, it kind of reminded you a little bit of Bladerunner in a sense. Just the way the city was set up, you know, sometimes when it rains. And the show, you know, it made something out of nothing. Sonic was about a hedgehog that just ran around real fast. In this show, you know, they made up these characters, this underground organization trying to take over Robotnik and just kind of freed the world. It was a really cool show. And even to this day, it's got one of the strongest cult followings of any show, period.
And how about the villain, Dr. Robotnik?
Again, to compare Dr. Robotnik from the old show to the new show, 2 completely different characters. In the old one, he was just this goofy guy. He had these ridiculous robots, but in the new show, he was evil, he was sinister. He had this voice that just creeped you out.
Let them go. I only want the hedgehog.
He was a real villain that you could see why Sonic would want to fight against. And the other one, you know, he's just kind of goofy. They fight back and forth. It's more just like playful. But this one, you can actually tell he's got this sinister, evil intentions, and Sonic really just wants to stop him. It's definitely one of the greatest villains of any cartoon show I've seen.
Just for you.
It's a shame that this show only lasted 2 seasons, and then on a cliffhanger for a supposed season 3.
Now the season 2 finale may have been the greatest show ever in the series. I mean, there's this doomsday device that's being built. A lot of the little freedom fighters are captured. Sally and Sonic get this like ultimate power, and you know, they defeat Robotnik. Everything's wrapped up all nice at the end. But then they leave you with this kind of weird cliffhanger. Robotnik's sidekick decides he's going to take over, and who's that guy? And then it just ends. There's no season 3, and it leaves us hanging. You're like, there's this really great episode, and it sets up for this really epic season 3, and then nothing happens. It was really disappointing.
Luckily, fans are signing petitions to try and get a season 3. Hey, we worked for Family Guy and Futurama. Why not Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, this show was definitely better than some of the new series that came out, like Sonic Underground and Sonic X. I mean, this doesn't even compare. This is so much better than any of the other 3 shows put out with the name Sonic in it.
Hey Fiend, who's your favorite character in the show?
Honestly, Huey, my favorite cartoon character in the show was Sonic. I mean, I gotta just go with the original and the best. I mean, he had the most action. He was pretty cool. I mean, how can you go wrong with Sonic? He's just awesome, cool, hip guy. Lots of running around. He always gets those power rings. You know, he gets the princess in the show. He's voiced by Urkel, for crying out loud. I mean, how can you go wrong with him? So what about you, Huey? Who's your favorite character in the show?
Me? I like Sally Acorn, because she's not your typical damsel in distress. I mean, she's smart, cunning, brave, and kind of like a mother figure to Tails. Plus, she has her handheld computer, Nicole, who's voiced by the same actress playing Sally, Kat Susei. Plus, she has no problem being completely naked. Well, except for the boots and the vest. But her butt's still exposed. Anyway, I think she's the perfect girl for Sonic.
What happens with a kiss?
Yeah, she was a good character, Huey. And you know, this voice cast was just amazing. You know, they had Jaleel White playing Sonic. They had Christine Cavanaugh from Dexter's Lab, and she played Chucky in Rugrats, and she does the voice of Bunny Rabbit in this show. Not to mention Tim Curry, who plays King Acorn. I mean, he's been just everything in cartoon series. So it was just a wide cast of characters that really, you know, you felt like they were just these individuals, and you know, they were coming together, being these freedom fighters. It was just so cool. You know, and then of course they had Dr. Robotnik, who's just a sinister guy, and then they had Antoine, the French guy. So you really felt like there was just a bunch of individual characters and not just repeating voices and just recycling them. It was definitely a great cast.
I never knew that Steve Urkel was the voice of Sonic.
Yeah, it's surprising once you find out. Another cool thing I liked about this show was the power rings. You know, whenever they were kind of in a situation where they needed some help, they just would have these power rings and they would just give him a boost, like especially Sonic when he was in a tight spot. He's able to get these power rings and just like zoom around, run around, and get out of there. And you know, they were just created and they were able to use them whenever they needed some help. It was a totally cool thing. It was like always that one part in the show you were kind of anticipating, like when are they going to use the power rings? Is it coming now? Is it going to be in this episode? I think it was one time in each episode that people got really excited about and were always looking forward to. Definitely a key thing about the show that people enjoyed.
Speaking of which, did you get the package I sent you?
Yeah, I got your package. What's in it?
Open her up. It's a surprise.
Okay. Holy crap! A power ring? A little smaller than I would have expected, but anyway, where'd you get it from?
I had to finagle it off of Sonic. Now you can really understand its power. Go on, take it out for a test drive.
Alright, I'm gonna go test this little guy out. Let's go. Alright, well I'm out here. Here's the ring, so here I go. I'm gonna go try it out. Man, what a kick that thing's got. That thing's pretty awesome.
I knew you'd like it. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the greatest video game icons ever made.
And one of the greatest cartoons ever made.
Amen, brother.
Well, that's all for now.
This is Huey from Huey's Anime Movie Review saying, see you at the movies. Anime movies, that is.
Until next time, I'm the Cartoon Fiend, and if you're not having fun, it's probably your own darn fault.